I can't even sit here and say a flute originated from Asia, but I feel like it did. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got Google for. You know? Fact check. Bohan Phoenix lying about origin of. I was born in Hubei, China. It's like the middle of the country. But then after I left, all my family relocated to Chengdu, where it's all my family at now. Hubei's mad rural. Hubei, I grew up with my grandparents. We shared the same bed. And there's an outhouse, you know, there's no indoor plumbing. But it's really simple life. Like we had, besides meat and stuff, like the vegetables my grandma grew on her own in the back, you know. We didn't have computers at home, you know, like we had internet cafes. I would like take money out of my grandma's wallet and go, it's like 1 kwai, which is like 16 cents an hour, you know, at the internet cafe. But this was like 2002, 2001, you know, shit changed now, but it's still developing. You know, and then now Chengdu, where my home is now, that's the spice capital of China. So that's where all the, you know, when you see like Sichuan restaurant and hot pot, that's where that comes from. So cost of living is super low. Like a 1 bedroom, it's like $250 a month. It's good for artists to live there because you can just do your shit, not get a job and survive, you know. I moved to Boston at first, but then I moved to New York in 2010, and I've been in New York since then until last summer. So back and forth at first was really from Boston with my mom to see my family in China, and then back to Boston. And then now, because of the music thing, it's back and forth from New York now. I got into rap definitely after I moved to the States, because when I first moved to Boston, I didn't really speak English at all. And so I must have heard rap and it just didn't register because the language, you know, I didn't recognize it. Never heard it in China neither. As I was learning English, watching movies, came across Apeal, and it really was like the story, more so than the music still, you know, just the story. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, then I started studying like Dude, Eminem, and then like who he listening to, you know, all that, and that's kind of how it started. My real dad, who bounced before I was born, he did music. That's why he left. Like my mom got pregnant, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm out. Like, you know, so my whole life and my whole family was like, yeah, music, you don't do that. That's like for that type of people, you know what I mean? Like if you do music, you're like probably, you know, that type of people. So. The song was inspired by a voice memo. My friend and producer, Howie Lee, had left me. But we were talking about music, and he's like, yeah, in my opinion, I would just forget about trap, move on, and do some real music stuff, you know, connect with your roots. And I was like, well, you know, like, I fuck with trap, you know, like, but I see what he mean, like, because right now, how popular the genre is, or this style of, like, modern day hip-hop is, right? Trap has become pretty monotone in its subject matter, in its like content. So fuck trap really wasn't like fuck the genre, but like it kind of sucks what's happened to the genre. A really trap beat, but I'm talking about my family. The title, I guess the title is kind of like a clickbait, you know. Fuck trap, yeah. The second joint on the record called Party No More. Well, there was a couple things that happened in China. One was hip hop blew up last year because of this internet show called Rap. China has hip hop. There's rappers in China that made literally millions of US dollars in the last 6 months, you know, to like a year. Like the show started in the summertime, you know, and since then these rappers have been just caking. And then this dude went in like, fucked some dude's wife, and then like that shit got in a tabloid. This cat has never acknowledged hip hop music or black culture like while he was making the bread, you know. But now he's like getting cracked down in the media's attention. He's like, he puts out this statement, he's like, yeah, the reason for my behavior is because I came in touch with hip hop and like black culture affected me. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy shit, he put this out. And everyone in China's like, damn, this dude's about to ruin the whole party for all of us. You know what I'm saying? For real. And so like, dude got shut down. He got all his like songs stripped from the internet, no endorsement, lost like a bunch of stuff, you know. So it was a big party in China in terms of hip hop last year. So this year's gonna be a little different, you know, and so that's like Party No More. Like, and then another reason for the title track is this year I just want to go harder. Just want to, you know what I'm saying, party less, work harder. Yeah. So recently, Chinese government officially had placed a ban on hip hop and like tattoos. You know, that was like hip hop and tattoos are banned from. You know, I don't know what that means. I mean, if you got tattoos, you got to cover it up. That was a result of this dude, that rapper I was talking about, PG1. He kind of, you know, said all that. When you're talking about like a Western culture coming into China and having such a big effect, the government has to do something. Hip hop never lived on national TV anyways. Like even that show I was talking about, China Has Hip Hop, even that show was on the internet. China has banned SoundCloud, has Instagram, YouTube, Google, Twitter, Facebook, and they have their own version of all of these. The week of the ban, Joey Badass actually played a sold-out show in China, hip-hop show. You know, so it's like, did it actually do anything? You know, so I'll find out, because when I go back, we have some shows lined up, and we'll see if it actually affects us. Because to play festivals in China, you have to submit your lyrics, and you have to submit translation of the lyrics if you're a foreign artist, submit the MP3, submit your music videos, and they have to do like a whole screening process. I think what makes hip-hop appeal to, for example, a crowd of Chinese kids that has no idea about black and white history, has no idea about what happened in the Bronx, you know, the expressway cutting shit off, and the reason why hip-hop came to be. But what appeals to them, from what I noticed, performing, interacting with other rappers in China, it just makes you feel cool. Whether it's the lifestyle that you're observing, the clothes people wear, the way they talk, the way they do their hair, it just gives you this, gives you this freedom. You feel like, oh, I can be myself. So yeah, I think that's what really translates beyond the language, beyond the music. It's just like, I want to be like that person, you know. In China, a meal is like 5 to 10 kwai, but kids are paying over 100 kwai, like to go see a show. Like the desire to go out and see a live show, see live music, is just in way more abundance over there. And there's no drinking age in China, so that, you know, that helps too, you feel me? A revolution might be too strong of a word, you know, like, but it's definitely a new era of cool things happening. Yeah. So I'm excited to be back there and be a part of it and see where it goes.